What is going on? So, for me personally, I do like to write, but I like to talk, and I'm very passionate about the things that I'm interested in. So, I felt like this would be like a good combo. I can write about it, and I can talk about it. So, just kind of wanted to recap and maybe just fill you in and like let you know like the way that I'm taking my experience and what I've learned from it, because I think that's like also like the really cool thing is like you can always give advice, but the best way to learn is by doing. And now that I've done something that I was so afraid to do, I can give you my perspective on it. So I left in January. I drove across country. I moved into Redondo, like a little house in Redondo with my friend and his roommates. And then within like a month of being there, they all were gonna move. I knew it would come before I was ready, and we had talked about it, but I didn't know it would be like that soon. So I literally like repacked up my entire car after a month, and I then moved to Park La Brea with my cousin and his roommate. They let me kind of bunk with them. So that worked out nicely. Super grateful for that. Let's see, when I got here, I didn't have a job. I didn't know when it was going to come. So I have a recruiter that helps me look for jobs. But it got to the point where like I was looking for jobs. Like, I was like so impatient. I started to get really nervous, like full of anxiety. Like, okay, like I'm having a hard time now, like enjoying myself because I need to know like when that job is coming. So I was here for about a month until then I finally got the job in Long Beach. So from January to middle of February, I just kind of explored, did my thing, went to coffee shops, all that, and it was great. But it definitely started like the stress was kind of creeping in. So I work in Long Beach. I live in like mid city, like by the Grove. Anyone knows the area. So that's like a really long commute to like people that live here. Like for instance, my cousin like walks to work. But in Ohio, like we're used to like you work 40 minutes away, like you're driving 40 miles probably. We're here, like you'd be surprised. There's been times I looked at my GPS and I have to go 3 miles and it takes 30 minutes. But you take the good with the bad. One of the best things I ever read said like how quickly like our opportunities become our new problems, and it would be silly if I complained about the traffic after how badly like I wanted to do this. Like of course there's gonna be negatives, you know what I mean? So I just own it. I just listen to music. It's fine. It's not that bad. Just like now it's like all I know. It might be 3 miles, but I know that it takes this long to sit in the car like to get there, and I don't know anything else. So it worked out. But I got so lucky with the team that I worked with in my rehab place, the skilled nursing facility. Amazing people, so awesome. I was so nervous about that. I didn't think that could be me. Like I didn't think I could find an awesome place. I just hear so many horror stories, but it was amazing. It like definitely someone like the PT that I worked next to, someone I will keep in touch with. She's so brilliant. She's so funny. I might as well just tell you this if we're being personal. She reminds me of my grandma so much, and that's how I knew that I was in the right place. It was just like a moment that I had, and I was like, I'm where I'm supposed to be. So that's ending. My contract is ending. And now I need to decide like where I'm gonna go next, where I'm gonna work next. And honestly, I don't know. I'm not ready to leave California, but I have a lot of stuff, a lot of prior obligations in May and June at home. So I think I will be coming home at least for that period of time. And then maybe I'll come back out here. It's like crazy. Like I feel so sad to think about leaving. Like so unbelievably sad, and I didn't know how I would feel. I don't know. I never knew how I would feel to leave, but man, it's like I made it, like I did it, and my point to people, like I was so nervous. I had made so many situations in my head that weren't even real, that were like literally talking me out of coming because of all these fake situations I was creating. And then one day I just got in the car and I drove. I didn't think I could handle a flight, to be honest. I didn't think I could do the whole let me drop you off at the airport and say goodbye. Driving was normal. I'm just going to get in my car and drive, and I'm actually going to end up on the other side of the country. But that's how I did it. I did how I needed to do it, and I decided maybe a week before. So people will tell you need to have a plan, you need to know this, you need to know that. I knew that I wanted to do this, and I was just going to figure it out as I go. You can't go out there without a job. I did. Was it always stress-free? No. I worried about it. Towards the end, I was like, okay, but you don't have to do things the way people tell you should do them. Maybe it makes it easier, sure. But if I had waited for a job, and then waited to find a place to live, I would have never got out here. It's never gonna be the perfect time. And when people tell you that, they mean it. It's true. Listen to them. And it's just I think sometimes we fear the unknown, and we fear what we can't, the uncertainty. We crave certainty in our lives, and when you're doing something very big and drastic, and for you, whatever big and drastic for me might just be totally different. It scares the dickens out of us. Oh my God. But once you just take that step, you realize the distance between the known and the unknown, the gap quickly closes. Because as soon as you do something, you learn about it, you experience it, and therefore it's not unknown anymore. I would just encourage anyone, whatever you fear most, go do it. I was so afraid to leave home. I have so many people at home that I love and adore. I love Cleveland. I love it, you know what I mean? But I just knew that I wanted to try something else. I couldn't even handle going away to school, and being across the country, it's been such an awesome experience. And there will always be roadblocks. There will always be things that throw you off your path. The book that I love, You Are a Badass, she talks about when you go out of your comfort zone, life throws so much at you to shove you back in. And you know what? I read that and I said, I'm prepared, and I'm going to handle whatever comes my way. And sure enough, I got stuck in Wyoming. I got a flat tire when I got here. Couldn't find a job. I got really sick one day, with these crazy pains. It was weird. All things that I should have, I could have went home. And there were times where I was all right, I can't find a job. I'm going to have to drive back. And I'm no. We've come this far. You're staying. You're going to figure this out, but those thoughts creep in. You just got to push them out. Life throws curveballs at you, but you can do it. You really can do it. It'll be hard, and maybe it'll be easy, but it will be worth it. And honestly, I'm just happy. I hope to do more of these videos. I just so badly want to share my experience with people and just what I've learned. And everyone has said to me, you seem so happy in your videos, and basically that, you seem very happy, you seem alive, and I feel so alive because I'm living. I'm not living in fear. And to me, we all have those fears, and I've conquered one of mine, and it opens up so many doors for me personally. I know I can handle this, and this now. And when you're out doing what inspires you and what motivates you, you feel I just feel like I can breathe easier. I checked this off. I finally did it. And, it's not always on my mind. So, yeah, I am happy. But I was happy at home. But, I just knew that I wanted to do this. So, I encourage you to do whatever it is. And just know that I'm rooting for you. You can message me. You can ask me anything. Anytime you want to talk, you let me know. We'll go for coffee. It'd be great. But, yeah, absolutely. So I'll be coming home at middle of May, and to beginning of June at least, and then we'll go from there. Maybe spend the summer in Cleveland, come back in September. I don't know. But it's been an amazing, amazing time. And so grateful that I did this. So thanks for listening. And thanks for following my journey. Love you guys.